Okay, so to start this video off, I'm going to ask you guys a few questions. Pretty simple. I want you to name one character from the Avengers franchise or any Marvel film or comic, just anything. Probably name at least one. Alright, no Googling. That applies for all these questions. No Googling, no phones out, no nothing. All from your head. For my next question, I want you to name one character from Star Wars. Could probably do that as well. There's a lot of characters. Try and name an obscure one if you want to, if you're that into it, literally anything. And the next question, name one character from the Harry Potter series. You can probably do this one as well. It's very, very popular. Everyone knows it. Right? You could probably name a really obscure character that isn't a main one. And now for my last question. It's about a film that is arguably more popular than any of those I just named, because it was top of the box office for a long time. Can you name one character from the movie Avatar by James Cameron? Chances are you can't, not unless you just googled it or you watched it like a week ago. Even if you could, my point still stands that most people probably can't. As a lot of you may know, in April 2019, Avengers Endgame hit the big screen and it dominated the box office, beating Avatar, which had held the #1 spot from 2010 to 2019. And Endgame beat it, rightfully so, because it is an amazing movie. As far as I'm concerned, it's the best movie ever released. And we know why it was so popular, because it was kind of like the conclusion of 22 movies over the course of a decade. So my question is, why was Avatar so damn popular? Now, what was Avatar actually about? You might also not be able to remember this if you can remember one character's name. From what I remember without watching it for many, many years, there was some good guys, but there were actually bad guys. And the main character was this guy who was in a wheelchair, but then he turned into a blue guy and he could walk without his wheelchair. And there was this planet, and there's lots of other blue people, and they mated by tangling their hair in knots. And this was also disturbingly the way that they controlled their animals. So I decided to watch the movie again recently so I could make this video. And honestly, all I can remember from it is that there were the bad guys, and they wanted something that was under the trees, something called unobtainium. Whoever thought of that should be fired. Also, the main character's name was Jake Sully. I don't remember anyone else's names. But why, I hear you screaming from the audience, why was it so damn popular, but it was kind of trash and very forgettable? Well, in no particular order, here is reason number 1. James Cameron, the director of the movie. Do you know how long it took him to make this movie? It was 15 years. That's kind of impressive, even though it was trash. As a lot of you may know as well, he also directed the smash hit Titanic, which was released in the late 90s. But did you know he actually wrote Avatar before Titanic was released? And the filming was supposed to begin soon after Titanic was released. David Cameron believed that the necessary CGI technology wasn't available back then, because it wasn't. One thing I will admit about the film is that it looked really good. So if it was released back then, probably early 2000, it would have looked like arse. It would have looked like arse. All attempts at CGI before like the 2010s, maybe even like mid 2010s, were just absolute dog shit. With the exception, of course, Justice League 2017 with the absolute terrible CGI for Superman's moustache. So yeah, I think that's another reason it looked good. It looked really good especially for that time, 2010. It's impressive. So for another reason, let's hop in a time machine and go back to 1997. Titanic has just been released and it's a huge success. Everyone loves it, maybe a bit too much. So they find out, oh, this guy called James Cameron, he directed it, he's pretty cool. He might have been known before that, I don't actually know. Over 10 years later, they hear, oh wow, he's releasing another film. It must be amazing. So they're going to want to see it. Bless me. Now, the main reason why I think Avatar was such a success is because it was re-released. It had its run in the cinema, it had been relatively successful. Cameron decided he wanted to release it again, but this time in exclusively 3D and IMAX. So they're charging more per ticket. People are going to see it again because they're thinking, oh wow, 3D, IMAX, amazing. New technology that hasn't been around very long. This already impressive movie must look amazing in these new formats. So they're charging more per ticket. And getting that sweet cash. Also, I'm aware that Endgame did a re-release, but you know, that's just playing fair. You know, it's completely fair, and Endgame won in a shorter amount of time, may I add. So I think we take the dub on that one. So in conclusion, in my humble and passionate opinion, I don't think Avatar should have been that popular. It wasn't terrible, it was somewhat enjoyable, it looked good, but I don't think that's enough for it to be that popular. Nothing was memorable, apart from that it was long and it was blue and people had sex with their hair. So for James Cameron, I have a message from you, but not from me, from my drunk self a few months ago when I did this presentation at a party. Roll the clip.
James Cameron, this is a message for you.
I'm
If
gonna
you're
put it
watching
back on,
this,
but I literally...
you have 4 sequels coming out. Make them fucking count. Don't make them shit. Don't make them fucking bestiality, you sick son of a bitch. Don't make them fuck with their tails. That's weird.
No, man's got a point.
I've got a fucking point. Avatar was shit.
Make it better, James
Make it better.
Cameron.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Woo!
Thank you everybody so much for watching. Buy the merch, like, subscribe, hit that bell, leave a comment on what you think about Avatar. Leave a comment if you have any other video suggestions I can do. I'll be up for possibly anything because I'm very dry for ideas, and I've also got a lot of time on my hands because I'm not doing anything. So if you leave a suggestion, I'll probably do it. Maybe. That's not a promise. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.